Turn to Proverbs 6 and verse 7. Proverbs 6:7, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler. It's a short little verse. This is referring to the ant. Verse 6, go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler. So let's look at these three things that are listed there. First of all, the ant has no guide, which having no guide, it says. The ants provide for themselves and lay up for the time to come, having no guide. Verse 8, provideth her meat in the summer and gathereth her food in the harvest, and she does it without a guide. A guide is one who leads or shows the way, especially to a traveler in a strange country, specifically one who is hired to conduct a traveler or tourist, example, over a mountain, through a forest, or over a city or building, and to point out objects of interest. So a guide is one who leads or shows the way, in other words. Now, the ant has nobody to lead her or show her the way. She's got no guide. She just does it on her own. Nobody taught her to provide for herself and lay up for the time to come. So how then does she know to do it? Because it's common sense. Everybody should know this. It is common sense. Now the reason why ants figure it out and people don't, and only people these days, no other generation was this dumb, but people these days, the problem is, it's because of the nanny state. If it weren't for the nanny state government, which provides for the needs of much of the population, nobody would have to tell our countrymen that they need to work, provide for themselves, and save money in order to provide for their needs when they can no longer work. Because if they didn't, they would starve. Nobody would have to tell you that. Hey, you better work and save up money for the time you can't work. You realize what's going to happen if you don't. But nowadays, we've got a nanny state. 2 Timothy 3 and verse 10. It's a moral hazard. The government is a moral hazard. It is setting a lot of people up for failure. 2 Timothy 3 and verse 10. I meant 2 Thessalonians. That is a mistake in the outline. 2 Thessalonians 3 and verse 10. Can I borrow this? For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. See, if not working meant starvation, everybody would be working. It'd be that simple, because nobody wants to starve. But the link between working and eating has been broken. You don't have to work to eat anymore. You can not work and somebody else will pay you to eat. And this country is in for a world of hurt, because we've adopted that policy for a long time. And the thing is, with these kind of policies, they work at first, right? Whenever the country is wealthy and you start off with a base where almost everybody's working and everybody's producing and you have a very wealthy country, you can tax some and give it to other people. And, you can have some working and some not. But it doesn't work forever. Eventually you get to the point where you have more people not working than working, and that's what's happened with the Social Security system. You used to have, I forget, it was like 7 or 11, I forget what the numbers are. You had a bunch of people working for every person collecting. Well, now, because of demographic changes, you have a lot less people working and putting into the pot, and a lot more people taking out because of the baby boomer generation. And it's insolvent. It's not going to last forever. Go to the ant, thou sluggard.
I think that's the reason why a lot of people from impoverished countries want to come here, because of the welfare.
Oh, yeah. You bet that's why they want to come here. They'll risk their life to get across the border so that they can live off the government. Look, when you subsidize something, you get more of it. When you subsidize not working, you're going to get more of it. That's human nature. That's how it works. When you subsidize children being born out of wedlock, you're going to get more of it. That's why we have what we have. Which having no guide, overseer, or ruler. Ants provide for themselves and lay up for the time to come, Proverbs 6:8, having no overseer. Overseer is one who oversees or superintends, a supervisor, especially one whose business it is to superintend a piece of work or a body of workmen, a superintendent of workmen, slaves, convicts, etc. So the ant has nobody to supervise her, nobody to superintend her work. She's got no manager, nobody there telling her, do this, do that. You better be to work at 8 o'clock. I want you to see you here until 5 o'clock. You're only going to take a half an hour lunch break. No sleeping on the job. Ant doesn't have that. The ant just works. Nobody manages her to ensure that she provides for herself and lays up for time to come. Nobody tells the ant, hey, you better start saving. There's going to be a time coming when you can't work. Nobody has to tell her that. So why does she do it? Because she knows that if she doesn't, she will starve in the wintertime and will be cast out of the anthill for being a bum. That's why. The ant knows. The ant's got no welfare system. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, which is my word to Americans. Which having no guide, overseer, or ruler. The ants provide for themselves and lay up for the time to come, having no ruler. A ruler is one who, or that which exercises rule, command, or authority, especially of a supreme or sovereign kind. So the ant has nobody to rule, command, or have authority over her to ensure that she does what she's supposed to. Nobody's barking orders to the ant. Nobody is demanding and commanding the ant. The ant just knows, I've got to work because I need to eat. And winter's coming, and I can't go get food in the winter. That means I have to get a bunch of extra food in the summer and the harvest and lay it up in the anthill so that I can eat what I have saved until springtime comes, so I can make it through the winter when I can't work. The ant's got that figured out without anybody barking orders at her. Nobody bosses her around to ensure that she provides for herself and lays up for the time to come. Then why does she do it? Because she's got a good work ethic, and she knows that if she doesn't work hard and save for the future, she will starve in the wintertime. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. We, as intelligent, rational human beings, should not need someone to lead us, manage us, or command us to work hard and lay up enough wealth to be able to provide for our needs near the end of life when we can no longer work. We shouldn't need that. The ants don't need it, and neither should we. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways, and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer, and gathereth her food